Hi, welcome back. Today I want to discuss about another method of non-parametric test known as chi-square test. In the last classes I discussed about two types of non-parametric tests like sign tests and H test, and now I move to discuss about chi-square test. It is also one of the important type of non-parametric test. As I said earlier, what do you mean by non-parametric test and what are the features or advantages of non-parametric test? Here also the chi-square test is coming under non-parametric test. There are many situations in which it is not possible to make any rigid assumption about the distribution of the population from which samples are being drawn. This limitation has led to the development of a group of alternative techniques known as non-parametric tests. What is the reason behind the development of non-parametric tests? That is, there are many situations in which it is not possible to make a proper assumption about the distribution of the population from which samples are being drawn. That is, about the nature of populations we can't make a prediction or assumption. That is, whether it may be the samples are drawn from normal population, or the samples are drawn from binomial population, or the samples are drawn from Poisson population, etc. In such a situation, we may make the use of another alternative techniques known as a non-parametric test. So the meaning itself, non-parametric tests are those tests here we can't make an assumption about the nature and the type of population, or we can assign the parametric values. So in such a situation we may use non-parametric test. For that purpose, the chi-square is an important test coming under non-parametric test. Then chi-square test is a prominent example of non-parametric test. It was only after 1945 non-parametric tests came to be used widely. Non-parametric tests today are very popular in behavioral sciences also. Nowadays, non-parametric test occupies a prominent role in behavioral sciences also. It was developed after 1945, which came to be used widely. Then what is the definition of chi-square? Chi-square is written as a Greek letter x square. It is pronounced as chi-square. So the definition of chi-square is that it is one of the simplest and most widely used non-parametric tests in statistical work. The symbol x square is the Greek letter first used by Carl Pearson in the year 1900. The chi-square describes the quantity. The test statistic chi-square describes the quantity. It is one of the simplest and most widely used tests coming under non-parametric tests developed by Carl Pearson in the year 1900. So there is a formula of calculating the value of chi-square. The chi-square is equal to sigma O minus E the whole square divided by the E. Sigma O minus E the whole square divided by E. What do you mean by O and what do you mean by E and E? O is the observed frequency and E is the expected frequency. Then what do you mean by observed frequency and what do you mean by expected frequency? Observed frequencies are those frequencies which are given in the question itself, that is observed frequency. Then expected frequencies are those frequencies which are going to be calculated by using the formula, that is expected frequency. The expected frequencies are the calculated frequency using an equation, but observed frequencies are got by observation, or in other words these frequencies are given in the question itself. So under chi-square test we need to make a comparison between these observed frequencies and expected frequencies. So what is the formula of calculating expected frequency? Expected frequency E is equal to RT into CT divided by capital letter N. Then what do you mean by RT and what do you mean by CT and what do you mean by N? RT stands for row total, CT stands for column total, and divided by capital letter N stands for the grand total. Row total means the value contained in the row, that is the total of that row, and the total of the value contained in that column total is divided by the grand total N. So in this way we are able to calculate the expected frequency, and this expected frequency is compared with the observed frequency through chi-square test. So we have to find out the differences between this observed frequencies and expected frequencies and find out its square value, and the sum of the squared value between the observed frequencies and expected frequency is divided by the total of expected frequency. Then we will get the chi-square value, that is the sum total of the differences between observed frequencies and expected frequencies are divided by the corresponding expected frequency. Then we will get the value of chi-square. So here in this way we have to calculate the calculated value of chi-square. Listen. The calculated value of chi-square, after calculating the value of chi-square by using the above formula, this value is compared with the table value for a given degrees of freedom at a certain level of significance. Here the degrees of freedom and a level of significance or alpha. Degrees of freedom is calculated by using the formula under the formula of calculating degrees of freedom may vary according to the type of test that we are going to be used. Then the level of significance is usually taken as 5% level of significance or alpha, and this computed value is compared with the value given in the table, and if the computed value calculated value is less than the table value, then we may accept the null hypothesis, otherwise reject it. That is, the calculated value of chi-square is more than the table value for a given degrees of freedom and a level of significance, then the null hypothesis is rejected. That is, the difference between theory and observation is not considered as significance, and hence the null hypothesis is accepted. When the null hypothesis is accepted, if the calculated value of chi-square is less than the table value. Here the degrees of freedom, it is abbreviated as DF. Degrees of freedom will be just like V. It is pronounced as nu. Just like V, it is pronounced as nu. So the degrees of freedom or nu is equal to n minus k. That is, n is equal to the total number of items in the sample, and k is equal to the number of independent constraints. That is, the independent constraint in the sense that the number of values that we are calculated from it. If it is mean or if it is standard deviation are given, that is the n minus 2, k is equal to 2. That is total number of items in a sample minus k. So this is the degrees of freedom under chi-square test, and the level of significance is usually at the 5%. So, and this what are the constants of chi-square? The mean of chi-square is equal to the number of nu or degrees of freedom. That is, the mean of chi-square is similar to that of nu or the number of degrees of freedom. Nu is otherwise known as degrees of freedom. That is, x bar is equal to nu. X bar is equal to degrees of freedom. Then second one, the variance is twice the degrees of freedom. Variance is twice as the degrees of freedom. That is, the variance is equal to 2 nu. Then one of the important question to be asked in the coming exam is that applications or uses of chi-square. In our Kerala PSC Assistant Professor in Commerce examination syllabus, Module 1, Quantitative Techniques and Research Methodology, there may be a term like parametric and non-parametric tests. And what are the tests to be included under parametric and what are the tests to be included in non-parametric is not directly given in the syllabus. But under that there is a term chi-square test. So obviously there must be some questions from this chi-square, I think. So listen my class carefully. So what are the application or uses of chi-square test? The chi-square test is used in many situations in order to test the test of significance between two values, or test of independence, then test of goodness of fit, and the test of homogeneity, etc. So first application is that chi-square test as a test of independence. With the help of chi-square, we can find out whether two or more attributes are associated or not. That is, with the help of chi-square value, we can find out whether there is any relation between two or more attributes. Then what do you mean by attributes? Attributes are the qualitative characteristics. Okay. Then variables are the quantitative characteristics. If there is any association between two or more attributes, we can, under such situation, we can directly use chi-square test. For example, there is no association between the eye color of husband and wife. So in order to check the relation between the eye color of husband and wife, we may use chi-square test as a test of independence. So in order to test whether or not the attributes are associated, we take the null hypothesis, or H0, that there is no association between the attributes under study. So in order to make an assumption about the attributes, or in order to test whether the attributes are associated or not, we may take the null hypothesis at the beginning of the test itself, that there is no association between the two attributes. So in the case of the given example, there is no association between the eye color of husband and wife. That is the null hypothesis that we are going to be set at the beginning of the test. That is, in other words, we can call it as two attributes are independent. There is no association between, there is no similarity, that is, both they are different. That is, these two attributes are independent. So in order to test this kind of independence, we may use chi-square. That is one of the important applications of chi-square. And after calculating the value of chi-square by using the formula sigma O minus E the whole square divided by E, this calculated value is compared with the table value for a given degrees of freedom and a level of significance by using the statistical table. And if the calculated value of chi-square is less than the table value, then we may accept the null hypothesis that is, there is no association between two attributes. That is, there is no difference between there is no association between two attributes. That is, here the eye color of husband and wife are independent. We may reach the conclusion that the eye color of both husband and wife are independent. Okay. The next test is that chi-square test as a test of goodness of fit. This is another important test of application of chi-square test. Chi-square test is very popularly known as test of goodness of fit for the reason that it enables us to ascertain how appropriately the sample values are fitted how appropriately the observed values are fitted the expected frequency. So that is chi-square as a test of goodness of fit, how appropriately the theoretical distribution such as binomial, Poisson, normal, etc. fit empirical distribution. That is, how appropriately the observed frequencies are perfectly matched with the expected frequency. Here we want to test the total of observed frequency with the expected frequencies, and if the total of observed frequencies are approximately equal with the expected frequency, we may accept the null hypothesis that there must be a goodness of fit between O and observed frequencies and expected frequencies, or in other words, the fit is considered to be good. Okay. The next application is that chi-square test as a test of homogeneity. This test is an extension of chi-square test of independence. Tests of homogeneity are designed to determine whether two or more independent random samples are drawn from the same population or from different population. Instead of having one sample independence problem, here we have two or more samples under test of homogeneity. That is, in the case of test of homogeneity, we want to determine whether two or more independent random samples are drawn from the same population. Two or more independent random samples are drawn from the same population or from different population. That is, in the case of other tests like test of instead of having one sample in independence problem, here we want to find out whether here we want to discuss about two or more independent problems. Here the number of samples taken for the study is more than that of samples taken under independent study. Here we have two or more samples, and these two or more samples are compared with the same whether these two or more samples are taken from the same population or from the different population. For example, we may be interested to find out whether or not the university students of various levels like UG degree, PG degree and PhD degree feel the same in regard to the amount of work required by their professors. That is, here we have two or more samples, that is UG undergraduation, PG post graduation and PhD. There are three samples, and all these three samples are taken from the same population or from different populations. So in order to deal with such kind of test, we may use chi-square test as a test of homogeneity. Here the degrees of freedom or nu is equal to r minus 1 into c minus 1. R means number of rows, minus 1 into C means number of columns. Those are number of rows minus 1 into number of columns minus 1 will be the degrees of freedom under chi-square test as a test of homogeneity. And if the calculated value of chi-square, that is sigma O minus E the whole square divided by E, the calculated value of chi-square is compared with the table value, and if the calculated value is less than the table value, accepting the null hypothesis, and if the calculated value is more than the table value, rejecting the null hypothesis. This will be the decision criteria of the test of homogeneity. So these are the application or uses of chi-square test, yet this test is not suffer from its limitation. So one of the important limitation of chi-square test is that chi-square is highly sensitive to sample size. That is, as the sample size increases, absolute differences become a smaller and smaller proportion of the expected value. That is, the expected frequency in any cell is less than the 10. That is, if the sample size is increasing, the absolute differences become smaller and smaller proportion of the expected value. That is, to make it more clear, the expected frequencies of any cell is less than 5. In such a situation, chi-square test cannot be properly used. In any cell, there is an expected frequency having the value is less than 5. In such a situation, we may pool together then what do you mean by pooling of cell values? Pooling means we may added together the adjacent succeeded cell values to make it 5 or more than 5 if the values is less than 5. So in such a situation, that is, if the sample size is increasing, the value of the expected frequency is becoming smaller and smaller, that is maybe less than 5. So in that situation, the chi-square value can lead to erroneous conclusion. What do you mean by erroneous conclusion? There may be a wrong conclusion. The next limitation is that chi-square test does not give us much information about the strength of the relationship. Chi-square test does not give us much information about the strength of relationship. That is, in order to know the association between the two attributes, or in order to know the relation between two values, we may use chi-square test. But the strength of the relationship cannot be measured through chi-square test. So these are some of the important limitations of chi-square test, and I said earlier in the previous classes, the features of non-parametric test are almost same as that of features of chi-square test also. That is, it is a non-parametric, it is a distribution free test, and the value of the test statistic, that is chi-square, is very simple to calculate. So this is all about the chi-square test. I hope you all are clear with my explanation. Thank you.